What is good, y'all? UFC 305 just wrapped up, and I'm going to be breaking down the main card for you right now. We had a bunch of bangers here on this pay-per-view. Some memorable ones, some not so memorable ones, but the main event sure was memorable. We got a bunch of outcomes that, maybe not were precedented. Like, I did not see DDP stuffing Izzy, especially how the first 3 rounds went. I thought Usyk was going to knock out KKF, but strange shit happens every day. Dan Hooker upsetting Mateus Gamrot and winning via split decision in an absolute banger of a matchup. Tai Tuivasa and Rosenstrike ending on kind of a weird split decision. We'll talk about it more. And then Li Jingliang and Carlos Prates, absolute domination. We'll start there. Carlos Prates knocks out Li Jingliang in the second round on an absolute beautiful combination of hooks. And absolutely slept the Leech, okay? An absolute cinematic flatline KO to open up the pay-per-view. This was basically a Muay Thai fight. It wasn't really close. Prates came out super sharp. His striking looked amazing. It just wasn't a close fight to begin with. I think we all knew that the Leech would be knocked out in this one after the first round. It was only a matter of time. And speaking of the Leech, he needs to be sent off to Bellator. You know what I mean? It's time, buddy. It's time. He's got dominated by an unranked opponent. Now, Prates is really good, to be fair, but still an unranked opponent. He got dominated by. Let's head out the back door. All right, ain't nobody need to know. All right. For Prates, I think he should get a ranked opponent next. I mean, he is 4-0 now with 4 early knockouts in the UFC. I can see maybe a Kevin Holland matchup here for Carlos Prates, somebody right on the edge of the top 15. And if he wins, he might be able to, shoot up maybe to 12-13. He's a really good fighter. He just needs a little bit more fights under his belt. I think him and Kevin Holland would be an absolute banger. I do think facing Holland could introduce a possible fraud check. All right, could stop this theme that's happening with Carlos Prates. But I do think it would be an absolute banger of a fight night main event. Next up, we got Tai Tuivasa versus Rosenstrike. What was that judge smoking? All right. 30-27 Tai Tuivasa. Were we watching the same fight? All right. Tai Tuivasa, let's wrap it up, buddy. You're on like a 5-fight losing streak now, brother. It's time, brother. All right. Let's head over to one championship. Okay. Let's compete in eating competition next. All right. It's time to retire, big dog. This was just like a classic blob fest. A little bit of good striking from Rosenstrike. Tai Tuivasa really didn't do much. I have no clue how that judge came up with 30-27. Maybe he got it mixed up on the scorecards there. Tuivasa did hurt his foot on a kick on the knee, I think in the second round of this one. And he just wasn't the same after. Not like it really made a difference. Just a terrible performance from Tuivasa. And Rosenstrike really didn't even look all that good either. But what's next for Rosenstrike? I think maybe Marcin Tybura could be next for this guy. This is a potential flatline KO for Rosenstrike. Maybe get him back into that title picture a little bit. He just knocked out Shamil Gaziev earlier this year. I think he dominated Tuivasa. I don't know how. This shouldn't be classified as a split decision. Hey, Dana sent in the boss call. All right. He sent in the black SUVs. He got that judge up out of there. All right. But yeah, I think Tybura may be next for Rosenstrike. It is a fight that would happen in human history and may or may not be entertaining. Next fight. Mateus Gamrot versus Dan Hooker. This was an absolute banger. Okay. Absolute banger. It was so close at the end. Either one winning was okay with me. And Dan Hooker came out on top via split decision in this one. Gamrot kind of took him down a little bit easy earlier in the fight. But Hooker adjusted pretty well defensively. Hooker's striking did look really crispy. Like he was clearly the better striker. Now, what's next for Dan Hooker? I think maybe the winner of Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint Denis could be next for Dan Hooker. He's going to clearly take the number 5 spot from Gamrot. I don't know where Gamrot's going to be. Clearly going to drop a lot. This would be a really good featured fight on a pay-per-view, or even a really good fight night main event. Would be better than all the Rose Namajunas cards we'd be getting lately. All right, a great fight, super close at the end there. Just a beautiful, beautiful featured fight. Next, the co-main event of the evening. Michael Scott versus the Kiwi. What the heck is going on, Usyk? All right, brother. 12-1 in MMA coming into the Pantoja fight. You get kind of robbed, okay, in Brazil. This one, there's no excuse, all right? You got knocked out, all right? KKF looked really good in the time we did see him. A little bit of an upset here, plus 240. His striking was really good and really on point. He has like the upper echelon of power in his hands at flyweight. He's got a couple good fights coming up here in this division now due to this win. Urseg, what is going on, my brother? All right. Two losses in a row. Is the fall off of doom incoming? All right. I could see it. I don't want to see it happen. All right. I love Michael Scott. You know, really big fan of that paper company he's got going on in Pennsylvania. Give him a little bit of a cakewalk, Dana, next time. All right. Please. For KKF, I say give him Pantoja next. All right. I give him Pantoja next. Give him a title shot. Let's see what the dude can do. Can he go get the belt? Can he save us from this Pantoja title run? Please do. Please. And now, for the main event of the evening, Stylebender versus Still Knox. Great fight. Absolute banger of a fight. Beautiful main event here at UFC 305. Adesanya still looked great, right? Adesanya looked amazing. Absolutely was outstriking Du Plessis during this fight, but Dricus handled himself on the feet, was able to get Adesanya to the ground on multiple occasions, just manhandled him on the ground when he was there. But this simply ended because Adesanya, like he fell down and got on all fours. DDP was easily able to get his legs on his body and get a free rear naked choke, okay? That was a huge mistake from Israel, but a really, really entertaining fight. Super happy with this card. And both fighters looked real good in this one overall. What's next for these guys? Izzy, I could see him getting the winner of Whitaker Chimaev, okay? Either one of these guys would be an absolute banger of a fight with Izzy, but Izzy just needs to get back in the win column, man. Like, you need to lock in, man, before Pereira comes back down to 185 to handle some business, brother, you know? But if you happen to lose against whoever wins at Whitaker Chimaev, it's time, all right? Pack the bags, okay? Put the flip-flops on. It's time to go to the beach, brother. It's time to head out, all right? You lose against Whitaker Chimaev is wraps. You're going outside, okay? For DDP, it's clearly Strickland next. It's going to be a rematch. Strickland's earned his title shot. Whitaker is already booked versus Chimaev. It's going to be Strickland. God only knows when. Okay, Strickland's been waiting since 302, maybe 311. I can see maybe in January. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But DDP looks really good. Now a defending champion. Now the belt really counts. And what a card 305 was. Just entertaining fights throughout. And a lot of good next matchups for these guys. Good matchmaking happening here on the internet. All right. Now we got 306 to look forward to. My goat O'Malley. Okay. Gonna slump Marab and Diego Lopez. You're coming for the belt, buddy, at 306. All right. Thank you for watching. I love you. And I'll see you later. I'm out.